Blacks aren't in the best stories in media because we haven't been allowed to. And these kind of takes are why history is so important, especially when we start talking about history in media. Did you know in film history, a lady named Blanche, one of the first female directors in the world, had her name virtually scrubbed from the film history books, like getting credit in the academia of film until recently, just because a bunch of collectors found out about it and they were like, holy crap, who is this person? And they made an effort to find her work. And 90% of her library, which was documented to be thousands of films, are gone. Did you know back in the silent era of films that there were actually a surprising number of black studios, but when the sound era came in, that virtually all of them shut down because banks would not give them the funding to buy the sound equipment. Same thing with black-owned theaters. All those libraries gone. And I'm going to assume you are a white person because this kind of take comes from somebody who has had the ability to see themselves in film as a standard. That's the American presentation in books, in media, movies, TV shows. White has been the standard until recently, which is why everyone throws a fit about DEI, because white people are no longer the de facto go-to in terms of representation. And so now that you're no longer seeing yourself in every piece of media, you're like, why are we being replaced? No, we're not replacing you. We're just giving other people a shot. 95% of media is still very white, male dominated. And even though we are publishing works, guess what? We still don't hold all the keys to the kingdom to get the best stories of our people out there, because major studios don't want that kind of representation from original black creators. Unless we hit it big on social media like YouTube and stuff like that, virtually no shot. So no, the best stories that are told are not based on white people or not related to DEI. Journey from the West, one of the foundational fictional pieces, is actually not white. It is technically DEI because it's not written by a white person. If you expand your scope outside of the Western American lens, there are amazing stories told in India, Africa, hell, Mexico, all these other countries that are not white focused. They have amazing stories. They have their own culture and stories that resonate through their own countries, but don't make it over to the US. That doesn't mean that DEI focused stories aren't the best. It just means America is still racist as hell and doesn't give these colored people the same shot as most likely your colored people. Palm colored people. And this isn't, white people bad. This is just factual history. If you look in film history, you will see the racism has been suppressing women, minorities, hell, other religions that aren't Christian. They have not been given a fair shake of representation in this country. So there are amazing stories across the spectrum, across the genders, across identity, across religions that have not been given a shot.